L'Arlésienne Suite, L'Arlésienne translating the girl from Arles, was written by the French composer Georges Bizet for a play in 1872. As happens occasionally, the music became much more popular than the play. So while the play didn't do so well, Bizet took the music and arranged it into two instrumental suites. The farandole, which you will hear the band play, is from the L'Arlésienne Suite number 2. A farandole is an open-chain community dance popular in Provence, France. This arrangement by Beaucook captures the excitement of this dance. The farandole from L'Arlésienne Suite number 2. In 1969, a young man left college to care for his ailing father. While he was in college, he had formed a band with several of his friends, but it was cut short due to the fact that he left college and again went to care for his father. But in 1972, he got back together with these people, but what to call the band and what would they sing about? Well, his name was Don Henley, and the year was 1969, and he was at a place called North Texas State University, today known as the University of North Texas. So what to name the group? The mascot of the University of North Texas is the eagle, and the colors of North Texas, green and white, were used in the band's original publicity. One of the songs, though, has an interesting story. It's called Hotel California. Perhaps you know it. Hotel California, if you know the words, you wonder about what it's really all about. Well, according to what we have been told, our son, Eric, attends the University of North Texas, and he understands that when Don Henley and his friends were living in Bruce Hall, the oldest dining hall, the oldest residence hall on campus, that they wrote the song Hotel California, and there are references in that song to Bruce Hall. So Hotel California is not in California, it's actually in Denton, Texas, in the old hall, Bruce Hall. So that's the story of the Eagles that you never knew. This particular arrangement has some of the great classic tunes in it, and we'll look forward to hearing the band perform Eagles in Concert on tour.
Thank you so much for coming to our concert tonight. What a great evening for music. I'm just going to give all the bands a round of applause again for their fantastic performance. It's just so hard to believe that if you think about these fifth graders, I have 28 of them, and let's see, about the third or fourth week of September when they all got their instruments and they were all going, what do you do with this? How do you do this? And I looked at all these kids in one room and it's just me. Like, okay, just a minute. And I'm like running around trying to get everybody settled and, okay, let's try to play a note together. And it's just amazing how far they've come. They have so much potential. I couldn't be more proud of you guys. So congratulations. And the middle school kids, hats off to you. I know this probably didn't come as a surprise, but I'm a little demanding of them a little bit as far as their talent and ability goes, but it's a compliment to them. And we were talking about it today. It said, I said, I choose literature based on your ability, not your age level, and they really play beyond their age level. And some of the kids in this band, the middle school band, have only been playing for a year. So when you think about that concept right there, how hard they worked and how much potential they have, the future is really pretty exciting here. So congratulations, middle school students. And as I told the high school students today, I didn't tell them this, but maybe they could tell, I almost had tears in my eyes talking to them because last year we had just an amazingly strong senior class. And I think as they left, the seniors left and graduated, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, what do we do? How do we function? We haven't really had much in the way of leadership, but we prepared for that. We went to leadership clinics and we talked about how we become leaders and what to do so that we can, so when one class graduates, you just pick up where you left off and you go, and the sun shined for these guys right on them. I mean, they bloomed. And they're doing some amazing things, and the progress they've made this year, I couldn't be more proud of them, and I just wanted to say congratulations to these high school students. Way to go. It's just a pleasure to come to school every day. I don't even say come to work because I don't consider it that. It's a pleasure to come to school every day and teach your children. We have a lot to be thankful for, and I know the parents, thank you so much. I know Friday was crazy because all these kids, you saw 31 of them who went to honor band on Saturday, and the weather was crazy, and so thank you so much to the parents who helped get instruments to these students. I know Ann Schnars was out delivering instruments to them so they would have them, and met me in Walmart parking lot at 6 o'clock when it kind of calmed down and handed my stuff off to me so I wouldn't have to drive out here. And I can't do this job without you guys. So thank you so much to you guys for all the support you give us. Tonight is the first time that I am going to make a public announcement about something that's really cool that has happened that we were fortunate enough to receive. And I would like to ask my good friend Deb Bailey to come up on stage with me. She's right here. Because without Britta Van Aken and Deb Bailey, this wouldn't have happened. We were given the opportunity last April to, we were offered the opportunity to apply for a grant. And of course I came across the email. I was at home, I went home and I looked at my email, as I always do, to just make sure there's nothing that's happened since when I left school and when I get home. And sure enough, there was an email saying you have an opportunity to have a grant for up to $50,000. And if you're interested, call me tomorrow or later. I think I called her like right then and there. And I'm like, sure, I'm in. And little did I know that Deb and Britta were, in the same boat, and it said for art and music. So together, we actually applied separately. And we were asked to do a letter of inquiry, which was not a letter, by the way. It was like giving more information than I've ever had to give about like my philosophy of music and teaching and everything. And then they liked our both of our letters of inquiry, so they invited us to do an application, which was even more grueling. But we had to pool our thoughts together and submit it as one, which we did. And I'll make a really long story short. It came down to the finals on, we were in the finalists for this grant, and the entire Lumpkin family sat right here in the front row of the auditorium. and we presented, did a presentation to them based on a slideshow of where we're at now with our program and where we would really like to go, should we get the grant. And my portion, Deb will just give you a second to tell you about her portion of the grant, but my portion of the grant was for some technology. I learned about some really cool stuff we could do at technology that we didn't really have any equipment for. And my greatest passion, for those of you who know me best, is really, I really want to put instruments in the hands of kids who can't afford to rent or buy an instrument. Band needs to be made for every single child, regardless of economic background. And that is my passion, and I would never ever turn a child away because they can't afford an instrument. And I said, you know what, I want to get flutes and clarinets and saxophones and trumpets and trombones, and I want these kids to be able to be in band. And by golly, we were given that grant for the entire $50,000. And not only that, it's really cool, it's really cool stuff. One of the reasons why I wanted to share that with you is because there's a large number of students who do play school-owned instruments. But what we didn't realize was because of the presentation that we did and how impressed they were with us and with the grounds of Chautauqua Institution, they came back to us and said, you know, we were so impressed with your program. We're thinking that what you don't realize is we're thinking about giving you another $10,000 to put your students on the grounds of Chautauqua Institution during the summer to give them some extra exposure to the arts during the summer months. Would you be interested? And of course, yeah. So we went through the procedure. It wasn't as grueling. They just made us write up pretty much a small plan. And they came back to us, and this is really where the tears were coming down my face, because they came back to us and said they accepted your proposal and we're sending you a check for $10,000, because to me, that's like getting these kids out and meeting different people, meeting different teachers, and being exposed to arts that we can't possibly offer them here. Taking lessons on their instruments, or going to hear a concert, or taking art classes, as Mike Devil alluded to, and even transportation to Chautauqua in the summer for band camp. And we don't have to use it all at once, but over the course of several years. So I just was like speechless. I said, you know what, this is like we're beyond grateful to the Lumpkin Family Foundation for everything that they have given us. So we're so proud at Panama for those $60,000. So.
We just really wanted to thank the administration and the parents and the students for helping us with this grant this summer. We had to come in over the summer months and work, and we had parents willing to come and help present. We had students willing to come and help present. We had board members who came, our administration, even the cleaners who were helping. They were in the middle of things this summer, and they were able to move some things around so that we could still have the presentation in the odd. So we're very grateful to everyone who helped us get this grant. As Ann said, she received a lot of instruments and cool programs in the art room. Probably the biggest thing was the new kiln, which is actually firing right now for our third time, which is really exciting. We also received throwing wheels and slab table, and for photography we bought new cameras and flashes and big lenses, and so just some really cool things that we haven't been able to afford in our regular budget. Like Mrs. Dole said, there's going to be summer opportunities, and so if your children are really interested in art, in the spring, Chautauqua Institution will come out with a schedule of art classes that they could take, music classes that they can take. There's also going to be band camp. So keep your eyes open, and if your student's interested, send them to us. We would love to send them, and they're going to partner with us, and actually, because we're partnering with the Lumpkin Foundation, the institution is actually partnering with us as well and giving us a break, so that money's going to go even further because we won't have to pay the full amount for our students. So send them to see us. We would love to see them go this summer.
So thank you so much for everything and for your support, and we're really excited about the second half of the school year that we have. It's so much fun, so thank you. And we are going to, the senior high band and chorus are going to Cincinnati, Ohio the last weekend of April, the 24th through the 26th. I heard this march over the summer when I was listening to some music and just trying to get a game plan together of what to play this year. And I came back to it after we decided that we were taking our trip to Cincinnati, and it's a really cool march, so we thought we'd end our concert tonight with Cincinnatus March.